Wouldn't it just be absolutely incredible to have the time to explore your own backyard? No matter where you are in Australia, there is just so much to see and do. And today I have with me Casey and Dwayne, who love nothing more than taking every single opportunity they can to explore their own backyard, and that is the Flinders Ranges. Welcome, you guys.
Hi, how you going?
It's so lovely to have you join us today and to really have a conversation about something that you are actually super passionate about, and that is your own backyard. And I know that you've been working very, very hard to make sure that you have time to get out there and spend as much time as possible exploring. And you know what? I need to hear all about it. I want to know all about the Flinders Ranges because I don't know a lot. So let's start.
Yeah.
Where is the Flinders Ranges? Let's do that. Where's the Flinders Ranges? You tell
me. From where we are, it's within half-hour driving. But from Adelaide, it's about 200 k's north of Adelaide, of the city. And then it goes as far as maybe 4.5 hours up from the CBD of Adelaide.
Yeah.
But it's only a short 2-hour drive, really, the south side of the Flinders Ranges.
It's quite incredible to think that you can go from Adelaide and enjoy the city life, even the beach life, in and around Adelaide, as well as all wineries, etc. But actually, you can just journey that short 2 hours north to the Flinders Ranges and really get stuck into the beauty of our country. But I know it's your own backyard, and sometimes when we are in our own backyard, we do kind of forget about how incredibly spectacular it is. But I would love to understand from you, what does it feel like to be in the Flinders Ranges? What does it look like? Paint me a picture.
Well, we're looking at it. We're looking a bit of it right now. Just the landscape's amazing, really. The hills, the mountains,
the gorges. When the rain's, the creek blowing. It's really beautiful, especially on sunset. Just from like where we live, the sun goes down and the hills they just turn all different sorts of colours. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's exceptional because I know, because I follow you on your social medias, I'm a little bit nosy that way, but I know just the last couple of days you've been out in the Flinders Ranges doing your thing, exploring and enjoying what nature has to offer, and it's been raining. But it's actually been quite a lovely sight. Tell me about that.
Just raining. It was a nice little thunderstorm for 2 days.
It was much needed. So it a lot of the creeks that were flowing where we went hadn't been flowing since 2016, I think.
Yeah.
So it'd been a fair while. So it was much needed rain up towards Hawker and towns like Blimman as well.
Yeah.
They don't get to see much rain being where they are. But it was at the time thinking, it might not ruin the trip, but it might put a bit of a damper on it and might not do as much forward driving as we liked, but it was so much better.
Yeah, it made the trip for sure.
Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been a sight to see, and no doubt everything will just come out so incredibly green after all of that rain. But it's also quite a beautiful area as well, isn't it, for, just wildflowers, etc. during the spring season. It's quite spectacular, I'm told.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Where, like, the gorge that we've got that's close to us is called Port Tremaine Gorge. A couple of years ago, there was fires that went through there and burnt everything, so everything was dead. And but it's all come back. Yeah, so green. And,
it looks even better than what it did before.
Yeah. It's amazing how green it's come back and all the wildlife that's come back and, like you said, the wildflowers and just everything. It's really good.
It would be just so nice to see, so humbling and beautiful to see all of that rebloom and come back to life, and especially for the animals in the area, that would have just been just magnificent. And so I imagine with the rain, they'll all start coming out again and you'll be able to see them on your travels now.
Yeah, definitely. The kangaroos and the emus, we see them a fair bit, and
Really?
you just find yourself. You can just go, just sit in just any spot all day, really, and just take in what's around you. You just don't really need to do anything. Just sitting there and enjoying the scenery, really.
Mm.
And there's a lot of, national parks, obviously full of a national park area, the Flinders Ranges. I personally am not sure if it's one national park or perhaps quite a few, but nonetheless, I'm sure that there's some exceptional hikes and areas that you can get, leave the car, get on foot and start exploring.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of walking tracks. The Hyson Trail goes right through the Flinders Ranges from Adelaide. So you can actually just jump on to go from one checkpoint to another, which is pretty good. That's actually been on my bucket list for a while, and I haven't managed to work up the courage to walk up and down the hills.
And there's a lot of mountain biking, and there's just so many different gorges to walk, different walking trails to do, and Portumain Gorge, which isn't far from here. Sorry,
Talawi.
Talawi, that's one that's not far from here. We've done that a couple of times, and it's just amazing.
It sounds absolutely beautiful. And I know there's some really exceptional little towns in the area and some quirky little stops along the way. What would be a couple of your very favourite towns that anybody who's in the area really must stop in and see?
Well, probably one of our favourites. We go there.
Probably Melrose.
Yeah, Melrose. We go there all the time. We go up through the bridle track, which is a four-wheel drive track. That's accessible to anyone, but definitely you need four-wheel drive to get up there.
It's a shortcut to the town of Melrose, but it takes a little bit longer. less
makes sense.
More fun.
That's right. So we take the four-wheel drive track there, which is called
bridle track.
Yeah, the bridle track. And then Melrose is amazing. There's a couple of nice pubs there. Beautiful mills. It's really popular to mountain bike riders.
Yeah.
That's probably the main selling point for the town is the mountain bike riders. Mount Remarkable, which is right there. We haven't done too much hiking there itself.
No.
There's definitely a lot of tracks, playground there. There's just everything for the kids, the family. The caravan park there is amazing as well, which is quite good.
Yeah,
that's probably one of our favourite towns.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Melrose is probably one of our favourite ones just to go for a short drive to.
That's awesome. And you said Mount Remarkable actually shadows over the town, and so it's quite surreal to think that the sun goes. What did you say? It started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment?
Before daylight savings, the sun will start going down maybe 4:30. It'll start going behind the hill, and then in winter it'll
it's freezing.
It'll get quite cold, but it still doesn't deter people from going there. And you got your campfires and everything else. Yeah,
and the pubs are your real old stone big fireplaces and stuff that they have going. Yeah.
But it's for people that obviously first timers that have been there, it's quite surreal seeing the sun just go down so early behind that hill, and it gets dark a little bit earlier. But it's great. It's awesome. Nice place.
And any other little towns along the way that we really must be sure to stop in and explore?
Just out of the Flinders Ranges where we are, we're on the coast of a town called Portumain. That's got the longest wooden jetty in the Southern Hemisphere. So this is quite a nice town as well.
Yeah.
It's got, pub, your mills, a lot of forward driving, which like the Flinders Ranges is only, 10, 15 minute drive from where we are.
Yeah, right.
So we've got obviously with a big jetty, we've got a pretty big beach as well, which the tide comes all the way out and in. And
yes, half the time we actually have to drive along the beach if we want to go for a swim or
that's right.
We have to drive to the water on the beach.
Which is where we're on the beach at the moment.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, it's just a really big hike and then a cool off in the ocean and then a really big hike back.
That's right. That's exactly right. At least you can drive. drive on the beach here, which is good on certain spots. We do get a few tourists that do get bogged out here, but a lot of the locals normally help them out and get them unbogged if we can. So
I think, that's something we're very, very good at in Australia, is helping each other out if we do see somebody in a spot of bother. I love we're talking about the Flinders Ranges, which is your backyard. But certainly if anybody has any questions for Casey and Dwayne about the region, please pop them in the comments and we'll try and answer them for you today. Or certainly we'll come back to you at another time and come back to your comments if you're watching it not live today. But I'm loving this. And I love that you guys are very for travel. So even though you're heading out into the Flinders Ranges, if something takes your fancy along the way, you literally will stop and explore it. And I think that's a really fun way of finding those quirky, off the beaten track, things that quite often make the trip, really, don't they?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. We had a few on our last trip up to, we went to Hawker and Murnamora Station. We had this first day we went there, we did a bit of a four-wheel drive. The next day was absolutely bucketing down with rain. So all of our four-wheel drive plans went out the window. So we were like, we'll just sort of go for a bit of an explore. And it was amazing. Yeah, it was one of the best days. We found an Aboriginal wood carving shop called Wadna, just out of Blinman. That was amazing.
That was really good. And his name's Christian, and he was super friendly. He does tours as well. He's only just recently opened his shop up, which is where his house is as well. I think in the last month.
Yeah, and he was great. He took us through what all the paintings, all the wood carvings mean. And then our last day, we had no idea where we were going to stay. We were like, we'll just sort of find somewhere to, we'll Google it.
We ended up staying at a place called Three Creeks Station. And so it's away, it's about 25 minutes from their actual station itself. But where we stayed there was, that was beautiful. We when we got back home, we were telling friends about it, how we'd like to go there with a few of our friends.
We can't wait to go back there again. It was absolutely amazing.
Take all the kids there and it was really good.
And you never know about these places or the little stops along the way or anything until you actually get out there and start exploring like you guys are. And I know that for a lot of our viewers today, they may not be in the South Australia, the state of South Australia, or even anywhere near Adelaide currently, and it's not their backyard, but gosh, what a great opportunity to take a holiday, to Adelaide and include the Flinders Ranges. And certainly that is an opportunity for so many people around Australia right now, with a lot of borders opening up slowly. We can start really exploring our own country, and that's the beauty of it. And I love that you guys are taking the time right now to share your love for your own state. We really, really appreciate that. Any other little must-do hints and tips? I know that you talk a lot about families, you talk a lot about fall. You have your puppy in the background there, is gorgeous.
Sleep. We mentioned that four-wheel driving a lot, and obviously that's our thing. But for people that don't own four-wheel drives, it really doesn't matter. You don't need a four-wheel drive. A lot of the places we go to, we take the four-wheel drive tracks there, but you don't need a four-wheel drive to get there. Like Melrose, you don't need a four-wheel drive to get there. You don't need a four-wheel drive to camp there.
It's all bitumised roads through there, so it's very easily accessible to anyone who wants to go and explore the ranges.
And where we went on our last trip, like that Three Creeks Station, where we camped, you'd need a four-wheel drive, but there's other camp spots on their station that you don't need a four-wheel drive for. And like Blinman was really, really busy. Being the school holidays, that was really busy, and there was different sorts of cars. You don't need a four-wheel drive.
We had taken the nice muddy dirt road for 20 k's to get there. So we pull up at the Blinman pub. The car is absolutely filthy, full of mud. They're pulling up these like beautifully clean cars because they've gone the nice bitumen road.
But still, at the end of the day, you all meet in the same spot and enjoy the local hospitality, which is super.
That's exactly right.
Sally's watching us today, and she's actually asked, what is your favourite beach in South Australia? Is it where you're at, or is there another beach that really rivals that one?
Oh,
Bit of a tough question.
it is, yeah.
Probably, I'm big into my fishing.
Yes.
So the fishing where we are is great, but it doesn't. I personally don't think it compares to maybe the West Coast a bit down near Port Lincoln. The beaches there, Coffin Bay National Park, Port Lincoln National Park, yeah, Loxwell.
They're all big surf beaches, and they're absolutely amazing.
So probably Coffin Bay National Park would be, for me, I reckon. The beaches there are, yeah, awesome. So they're just so clean, just the blue water and, you know, nice sand beach. And
yeah,
just thinking about it, I want to drive the car there now.
I know, why not? Let's turn around. Let's go there. I could do that as well. My goodness, it sounds amazing. And you guys also travel with a little one, and so family friendly holidays and adventures are also something that you like to consider, although like my boys, yours seems to be just as adventurous anyway. But any little hints and tips perhaps that you have for traveling with a family?
The DVD player in the car is a big one.
It's a lifesaver.
So, even then, all he wants to watch is just four-wheel driving videos or fishing videos.
Yeah.
He's just obsessed with fishing and four-wheel driving, which is great. So no matter where we're going, he's always super keen on, you know, with the same interests. So he's always super keen on doing the same as what we want to do. But yeah, definitely a DVD player in the on the car,
trips there for sure.
and little remote control cars for when we've pulled up. Like, you know, we might spend half hour just setting camp up, and we can just give him a remote control car, and he just he's just touring around of where we've camped and with his remote control car.
Yeah, I actually pulled out. We've got little handheld UHFs, and I pulled that. And I was like, he goes, I want to go for a walk. So right, I take one, and off you go. The novelty didn't go off at all. He was just all. I reckon he talked to us more over the UHF than he did that whole day in person.
we need to tell him to stop talking because we're trying to set up camp.
We can't keep on answering you. I'm sorry, but look, that's super. And isn't it nice that he can get out and explore the countryside as opposed to? And I don't know if you feel the same way, but certainly for me and for our family, and perhaps many other families that are very city bound, there is nothing better than seeing your kids just get out there and explore and make their own fun in nature. I think that's just gold right there.
Most definitely. Like you can't keep him inside. You really can't. All he wants to do is just be outside with his bug. Even another thing, a bug catcher.
Yeah.
He loves his bug catcher. So he's always looking for different sorts of bugs and just being, like you said, just exploring outside.
Just being an 8-year-old boy, like he just loves it.
Absolutely. Look, you guys, I just, you know, I could talk because we've spoken before, and I talk because I find it so fascinating. I'm so grateful to you, and I'm sure that everybody watching is so grateful for all of your enthusiasm, your hints and tips on travelling through the Flinders Ranges in South Australia. Cannot wait to get there and follow in your tracks and explore some of those areas. That's just tremendous. Thank you so much for your time, and no doubt we will keep following your journey and have you again at Travels Free.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much, Cass.
Thanks for that.
Bye.
Have a good one.